Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, chart it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick, erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick, rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip and zip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, chow and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, cross it.
I'm here today with Paul.
Yeah.
What's your full name?
Vanouse.
Paul Vanouse. And which program?
I teach in visual studies at UV, and this is a course. This show is based on a course I do called Real Space Electronic Art.
Real Space Electronic Art.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's the premise behind that? Can you give a bit of philosophy behind it?
Yeah, so it's an interactive art course, right? So it's interested in artwork that is responsive, right? That might move or do things, but also is sensitive to viewers, so like is responding to viewers. And what's particular about this interactive art course is that it's about getting outside the box, so about making devices which don't necessarily need mice or keyboards as input devices, and don't necessarily need projection or screens as outputs.
Okay, so you're exploring different ways of interacting and transmitting information, receiving information, but without the conventions of a computer.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay.
Yeah, you can think of it as like sort of computing outside the box, or real space computing, or physical computing is another name for it. I like the term real space electronic art because, in a sense, it's maybe a wider berth of things that we're doing than just computing. There's a lot of sort of naive electronica meets a certain kind of engineering bent of art.
There's a lot of pragmatics behind this then.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like exploring new ways of interactivity and so on.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pragmatics, particularly on installation day like this, when you're also constrained by the fact that you have a certain discrete period of time to make this work, and you it's got to work for the opening.
Right.
So and there's also pragmatics of, I mean, students come in at very different levels into the course. So some have done some programming, some have worked with computers and things a lot, but very few have worked with microcontrollers. And it's really the microcontroller that's a sort of centerpiece of all these works.
Now, is there any particular microcontroller that is really, popular, or something that you use?
Yeah, I mean, so these are really good questions.
Yeah.
That you're asking. This course uses the basic stamp microcontroller, which is kind of it's sort of been the classic mainstay of a lot of electronic art for the last 15 years. There are newer ones, and there are also ones that are like a little cheaper and a little bit sort of more, I guess, kind of things that require a little bit more setup and things to get used to. But this microcontroller is almost maybe a little bit like the Macintosh of microcontrollers.
Oh, okay. And it's called the stamp.
It's called the basic stamp.
Okay, basic.
You almost sort of know it before you even sit down with it.
Okay.
There's a real simplicity to it. And so I think that's the other reason. I know that a lot of other chips will use, variations of C, programming languages and things, which I think are a little bit more exacting. The basic stamp uses a pretty old version of BASIC.
Interesting.
And
so it's a good starting point.
Yeah,
it's a good starting point. Okay. Why don't you show us a little bit about the 3 different works you have here?
Okay.
And we can talk to the students as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think you should talk to them about the specifics of it. We just got these things out, and so I think at this point you probably want to talk to them, because, for instance, they haven't even told me the titles of the works yet.
All right, now I'll go talk to them.
All right. Nice
Thanks
to meet
a lot,
you.
Paul.
Yeah. Take care.
affects it a little bit too.
I guess it depends on.
So that's why maybe like.
Oh, it's the light?
There's a photoresistor right there that actually changes.
Which is good too, because if you have to go to clear a jam up, it actually affects it a little also.
So it's kind of like a DJ scratching a record. You can affect it by the way of your hand.
It's kind of working that way.
Okay. What do you call this work here? Do you have a name for it?
We actually don't have a name for it at the moment.
So it's untitled.
It's untitled at the moment.
Okay. This is Chris.
Hi.
Hi, and this is
Heamchand.
And they've worked on this unentitled piece. It's
it's sort of two projects at once, because this top part can be a bunch of other projects too. You know, there's a bunch of different things you can explore with this part of it. This is just one application of it down there.
And what you use you've got a light sensor there, goes through a processor, and then what are you using down there? What's that?
That's MXP.
Max MXP.
Yeah, and pretty much right now on this patch, this is what you're hearing. All those are just the frequencies, like, it's a little delayed, but...
Well, there's more intricate details down here, because actually each one of these keys are hooked up to see the nail. So when you lift the key up, it's like opening a switch.
Yeah.
So each one is actually a different...
Oh, so you're using each hammer as a conductor or switch. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not just, the light, it's also the actual keys themselves.
And even when the keys jam, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the fun in it is that you start to kind of press multiple keys at the same time, and they generate these amazing sounds.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, you are Rob, right?
I'm Rob, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin here.
Kevin. So basically, the piece is, reading this book and finding out about this leader here, who's very angry that you're finding out about his history and his past. So as you read more and more, it gets more and more intense and a little crazy, as you can see. To the point where it finally climaxes. You want to be in front of it.
Does he explode or something?
No. It does climax though. And then if I walk away, obviously.
Ah.
So only if you're reading the book, it will speed up.
Interesting.
Yes.
It's cool. And what's it composed of?
This right here is a sonar transmitter.
Okay.
It's basically telegraphing a wave, and then it's receiving. So it echoes off of you. As you can see, it's blinking right now because it's reading me.
Right.
And when I'm out of the way, it's not.
Right.
So when I stand, it's going to start blinking and the whatnot, and that information on the time is actually going into a code or a program that manipulates that and scrubs through the movie and the video. So basically, depending on that information or the proximity of somebody, it's going to speed through and play the movie in different ways. Also, the closer you are, the faster it will scrub through. It's actually, if you're within a foot, it'll scrub through faster if you're within 2 feet. So,
Okay. Interesting.
That's the general gist. That's it.
Yeah, it's a very interesting idea. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
All right, Scott. So what's going on over here?
So inside here we have a rocking chair and a light that kind of turn themselves on and off, and there's another chair outside that's just that you're supposed to sit in, and when you sit in the chair outside, it turns on.
Technologic, buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, melt